Is CeeDee Lamb about to become the NFL's highest-paid receiver? Will Dak Prescott finally shake off his turnover troubles? And which rookie is already turning heads at Cowboys camp? Stick around as we dive into the hottest news from Dallas, including a surprising injury setback that could shake up the defense. Cowboys Nation, you won't want to miss this training camp update. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Let's kick things off with the hottest topic in Dallas right now, CeeDee Lamb's contract situation. Our star wide receiver is entering the fourth year of his rookie deal, and both sides are eager to get an extension done. But as we all know, when it comes to NFL contracts, things are never simple. Sources close to the team have indicated that negotiations are ongoing, but there's still a gap between what Lamb's camp is asking for and what the Cowboys are willing to offer. It's a delicate dance, folks, and here's why. On one hand, Lamb has been nothing short of spectacular since joining the Cowboys. In just 3 seasons, he's racked up 3,396 receiving yards and 20 touchdowns. He's become Dak Prescott's go-to target and has shown the ability to take over games. The Cowboys know they have a true number 1 receiver on their hands, and they don't want to risk losing him. On the other hand, the Cowboys have to be mindful of their salary cap situation. With big contracts already on the books for players like Dak Prescott, Zach Martin, and Micah Parsons, they need to be strategic about how they allocate their resources. Here's where things stand. Lamb is reportedly seeking a deal that would put him among the top-paid receivers in the league. We're talking about a contract in the neighborhood of $25, $30 million per year. The Cowboys, meanwhile, are believed to be offering something closer to $22, $24 million annually. Now, before you start panicking, remember that this is all part of the negotiation process. Both sides have strong incentives to get a deal done. Lamb wants the security of a long-term contract, and the Cowboys want to lock up their star receiver for years to come. My prediction? I think we'll see a compromise somewhere in the $26, $28 million per year range, with a good chunk of guaranteed money. The Cowboys have a history of taking care of their homegrown talent, and Lamb is exactly the kind of player you build a franchise around. But what do you think, Cowboys fans? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Should the Cowboys break the bank for CeeDee, or should they play hardball? Let me know your thoughts. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the man under center, Dak Prescott. Now, we all know Dak had his struggles last season, particularly with interceptions. He threw a career-high 15 picks in 2022, and it's been a major focus of his off-season work. The good news? Early reports from training camp suggest that Dak is looking sharp. Multiple observers have noted his improved footwork and decision-making in team drills. He's been particularly impressive in red zone situations, showing great touch on his passes and a strong connection with his receivers. One play that got everyone talking happened during 7-on-7 drills. Dak dropped back, looked off the safety, and then threaded the needle between 2 defenders to hit CeeDee Lamb in stride for a 40-yard touchdown. It was the kind of throw that reminds you why the Cowboys invested so heavily in Prescott. But it's not just his on-field performance that's turning heads. Dak's leadership has been on full display as well. He's been staying late after practice to work with the younger receivers, helping them refine their routes and timing. This kind of veteran leadership is invaluable, especially with the Cowboys bringing in some new faces on offense. Speaking of new faces, Dak seems to be developing a nice rapport with Brandon Cooks. The two have been connecting on deep balls regularly in practice, which bodes well for the Cowboys' ability to stretch the field this season. Of course, it's still early, and we'll need to see how Dak performs in preseason games and when the regular season kicks off. But for now, the signs are encouraging. If Prescott can cut down on the turnovers while maintaining his playmaking ability, the Cowboys' offense could be in for a big year. Now, let's turn our attention to the defensive side of the ball and talk about Trevon Diggs. As you'll recall, Diggs had a bit of an injury scare earlier in the offseason when he tweaked his toe during OTAs. The good news is that he's back on the field and looking like his old self. Diggs has been a full participant in training camp practices, showing no signs of lingering issues from the toe injury. In fact, he's been one of the standout performers in the early going. During one-on-one drills, he's been locking down receivers left and right, showcasing the ball hawking skills that have made him one of the league's premier cornerbacks. One play in particular had the whole team buzzing. Diggs was matched up against CeeDee Lamb in a red zone drill. Dak tried to fit a back shoulder throw to Lamb, but Diggs read it perfectly, turned his head at the last second, and made a spectacular one-handed interception. It was the kind of play that reminds you why Diggs led the league in interceptions 2 seasons ago. But it's not just his coverage skills that are impressing coaches. Diggs has been taking on a more vocal leadership role in the secondary. With the departure of Anthony Brown, Diggs is now the elder statesman among the Cowboys' cornerbacks. He's been seen working closely with rookie cornerback Eric Scott Jr., helping him adjust to the speed of the NFL game. The Cowboys are counting on Diggs to anchor their secondary this season, especially with some question marks at the other cornerback spot. If his early training camp performance is any indication, he seems more than up to the task. Unfortunately, not all the news from training camp has been positive. Rookie defensive tackle Mazi Smith, the Cowboys' first-round pick in this year's draft, has hit a bit of a snag in his development. Smith has been dealing with a minor hamstring injury that has limited his participation in team drills. While it's not considered serious, any missed time for a rookie is concerning, especially for a player the Cowboys are counting on to contribute immediately. The coaching staff has been cautious with Smith, keeping him out of full contact drills and focusing on individual work. He's been seen doing conditioning exercises on the sideline during team periods, working to maintain his fitness while the hamstring heals. Despite the setback, the Cowboys remain high on Smith's potential. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn praised Smith's work ethic and football IQ, noting that the rookie has been a constant presence in the film room, even when he can't be on the field. The hope is that Smith will be back to full participation within the next week or so. The Cowboys have big plans for him as part of their defensive line rotation, and they'll need him healthy and up to speed by the time the regular season rolls around. All right, Cowboys Nation, that's going to do it for our training camp roundup. From CeeDee Lamb's contract negotiations to Dak's resurgence, Diggs' return, and some emerging young talent, there's a lot to be excited about as we head into the 2023 season. Remember, this is just the beginning. There's still a long way to go before Week 1, and a lot can change between now and then. But based on what we're seeing in camp, it looks like the Cowboys are poised for another competitive season. What are your thoughts on the team so far? Who are you most excited to watch in the preseason games? Drop your comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to America's Team Central for all your Cowboys news and analysis. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update.